Okay, so for today, we're doing some practice. We're gonna start here with some binomial expansions. On this top one, I want you to find the fourth term in this binomial expansion right there. And on the red one, what we're doing is trying to figure out the constant, also known as the term that is independent of x. Only one of these is that. So you don't have to find all those blanks. There'd be 8 blanks. In fact, I don't think I even have enough. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's not all of them. Only one of them is the one that's independent of x. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a sec. So one tweak, a student noticed that if you're gonna find the constant, the x's would have to cancel, one on the bottom and one on the top. And I needed to change this part of the problem to 2 over x. Otherwise, there wouldn't ever be a constant. There would always be an x in one of the blanks. So the way it was written, there was no constant. But now I've changed the problem. We're going to try it again. All right. So on the x to the 7th, I'm assuming you started with x over 2 to the 10th. I'm just helping for kids at home. X over 2 to the 9th, and then this would be to the 8th, and this would have been x over 2 to the 7th. Is that what you did? Cool. And then how about that 5? It's actually a negative 5. Start off here with negative 5 to the 0. First, second, negative 5 to the 3rd. And then, last but not least, how did you get that constant, Olivia? That go in front. All right. C0, C1, C2, and C3. You are correct. 10 comes from here. C3. All right. And give me that grand total number you had again. What did you think the lead number is? And then it's obviously x to the 7th.
Yeah, I got 120.
Just 120?
Yeah, and then I multiplied it.
Oh, this part's 120, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Multiply them all together. What'd you get?
Negative 15,000.
Negative 15,000. That clean?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Did anybody else get negative 15,000? Ooh, a lot of you did. Awesome. Okay, that is the fourth term of that binomial expansion. All right. Yeah, question?
It'd be over 2 to the 7.
Oh, that's the one of the numbers over 2 to the 7th. Okay. And I'm guessing somebody has actually divided them and has the true coefficient.
117.187.
One more time.
117.187.
Let's call it 0.18. X to the 7th. Can anybody else verify they had 117 when they divided those two? Okay, there we go. Okay, awesome. Now this one, find the constant. So we'd start with 3x to the 7th, and then you might want to just do it pretty quick because, you're just looking for the spot where they're going to overlap, and it's not going to be right at the beginning. And then I'd start thinking about the other one, and I'd start going, okay, well, this one's going to be negative 2 over x to the 0, obviously not it, to the 1st, no, the x's wouldn't cancel, to the 2nd, to the 3rd, ooh, that was a near miss. This one is going to be 3x to the 3rd, and then the blue part is going to be 2 over x, negative 2, over x to the, I hope it's to the 3rd, is it? It's to the 4th?
Yeah,
Oh, this is not no bueno. This also doesn't have a moment where they all cancel. Holy cow. That kind of sucks, but if you figured that out, then you understand how to do this question. Because this was the moment where they should have both canceled out right there, because they didn't on the one before it. They were only off by 1. So, okay. And I think that has to do with the nature of what power you put it to in the first place, and or if I had had one of these be like squared here, then I think maybe it would have had a moment where they both cancel. All right, enough about that. Let's do one of these. A lot of people have trouble with these. Would you find the first three terms of this? I know it means to add them all up, but I don't need you to do that. I just want you to find the first three terms of this. And then I want you to figure out, is it arithmetic or geometric or neither one? I'll pause for a sec. Find the first three terms. Okay, so this one, the first one was no solution because you had a 0 on the bottom. The second term is negative 2/3, and the third term is negative 3/8. You can't say this one's arithmetic or geometric because you have a no solution, and when you compare this to this and this to this, it's supposed to do the same thing. Okay, next, we're getting obviously into the weirder ones. What else should I work on with you here? All right, so let's do one of these kind where we have 2x minus 5y, comma, 6x minus 2y. If I said that this was arithmetic, and the difference was 10, then what equation could you write? That would be a true equation. If it's arithmetic and the difference was 10, what's an equation you could write? I'm going to put a comma and a dot, dot, dot to imply this is just the beginning of a sequence. So as soon as I said arithmetic, Fagan, what does that mean about those two terms?
That when you add 10 to the first term, you get the second term.
Good. So what's the equation I could write?
2x minus 5y plus 10 equals 6x minus 2y.
Good. Can you solve that? After some rearranging and stuff, you'd eventually get down to like, well, I could solve it for x, but there's y's in it. Or I could solve it for y, but there's x's in it. So you can't really solve that. Why not?
There's
Two variables and only one equation. What if I gave you one more equation? Just a what if. We're not even going to do it. What if I said this was 18x minus 10y? Then you'd be able to say that this minus 10 equals that. That's the way I'd say it. You could go the other way around. But then you'd have another equation. And you get, if you have two equations and two variables, you'd be able to solve it. Okay. All right. So I think it's time to give you your worksheet for tonight. This is unusual, but there wasn't a really good worksheet I could give you that would give you basic review for tonight. So I'm making you make one. Just copy these three problems down. And I would like you to answer question 1, which is about a geometric series, and the numbers are not nice, so remember, you can use calculators in this test. Number 2, about a sigma notation, and I'd like you to figure out what the first three terms are, and the sum of the 5 terms. And number 3, it's one of those questions, except I gave you 3 terms this time. 2x plus y, 4x minus y, and 12. And it's a geometric with r equals 2. You should be able to solve the system. Now, often I'll have keys posted. This one is more of a quiz. Just come with the answers as best as you can do them on Monday. And we'll grade it in class. I'll have you Dropbox it right before we grade it. So there's no Dropbox open right now. pause for a second. Okay, so this is the homework, and have that all done by when you come to class on Monday, and we will go over it and grade it. And it's supposed to be on the easy side. This is not the hardest stuff. We'll talk about those things when you come back from the long weekend on next time we meet. And that's all I got for you for today.